Mole concept. Some students find it very difficult. एकदम पहाड़ जैसा लगता है. Believe me, it's a very simple concept. Just you have to understand it and you have to relate it with the things that you see around you. You'll find it very simple. Now, let me give you a small example. Suppose we think about bank people. In banks, they handle a lot of coins. Now, these coins are quite heavy and very small and large in number. So, it is very difficult for bank people to count the coins. So, instead of counting, what they do, they weigh them. इतने सारे coins का वजन वो निकाल लेते हैं बजाय इसके कि वो उनको गिने. So, what happens? Once they find the weight of coins, then they can relate it to number and they identify, yes, this much weight means this many coins. So what happens, once they find out and they fix it, the weight of the coin with number of coins. This is what is done in chemistry also. In chemistry, after a lot of research, it is found that a particular mass of any element or compound contains a certain number of atoms in it. So this is how we use the term mole. This relation between number of particles and the mass is what is mole. So what exactly is mole? Mole is nothing but it is the measure of quantity of matter. Let me give you another small example. You all have heard of dozen. Now what is a dozen? A dozen means how many items? Whenever we talk about dozen, what comes in our mind? It comes to be 12 in number. Or say we talk about century, then what comes in your mind? 100. Or we talk about a pair, then what comes in your mind? 2. So these are connected to some numbers. Similarly, this concept mole is also connected to a fixed number, and this fixed number was given by the great Italian scientist Amedeo Avogadro. So what he calculated this mole is equal to a number, fixed number, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. This is also called the Avogadro's number in with respect to its founder. So mole is a fixed number of quantities present in any molecule or compound, and this number is equal to this much value. Say, for example, how you can understand it better. Say, for example, if I talk about a dozen of oranges. Now, this dozen of oranges, when we say, it will give us two ideas. One is the number of oranges and second is the mass of oranges. So, this mole is also in a way a relation between number of items and mass of items. Say, for example, if I say I have 1 dozen oranges, that means how many oranges I have? I have 12 oranges. If I say I have 1 dozen orange, that is equal to 12 oranges. Okay. Now, if I ask you what is the mass of this 1 dozen oranges? Say, for example, each orange is of, let me take an example. Say, each orange is 100 grams. Okay, 1 orange is 100 grams. So, 1 dozen orange will be equal to 1200 grams. Right? So, if I ask you how many oranges you have, you will say, I have 12 oranges. And if I ask you what is the mass of the oranges that you have, then you will say it is 1200 grams. Now, if I ask you about a dozen of coconut, so will it be the same as that of oranges? Yes, it will be same in terms of number of coconuts. So, if I say 1 dozen coconut, so what does it mean? It will mean that you have 12 coconuts. So in number, both are same. Whether it is 1 dozen coconut or 1 dozen oranges, the number will be the same. But now if I ask you, what is the mass of 1 dozen coconut? Will it be the same as that of orange? Definitely not. It will be something much higher. Say if each coconut is of say 700 grams. If 1 coconut is equal to 700 grams, then 12 coconut will be equal to something quite a big quantity. So it will be something like this. Okay. So this means if we talk about 1 dozen, we are getting idea about two things, the number and the mass. Similarly, if you talk about mole, it is giving you idea about two things, the number and the mass. Conclude from here. We conclude the following. We conclude 1 mole of any substance is equal to this fixed number. This is the first thing. And the second thing that we conclude is that 1 mole of a substance is equal to gram molecular or gram atomic mass of that substance. So 1 mole is equal to two things. One is the number and second is the mass. Which mass? Mass in terms of gram. If it is molecule, molecular mass. If it is atom, atomic mass. Let us understand it still better. Suppose we talk about 1 mole of oxygen molecules. So what does it mean? It will give us two meanings. One is in terms of number of oxygen molecules and second is the mass of it. So 1 mole of oxygen molecule. So molecule is O2. So it will be equal to gram molecular mass of oxygen. That is 2 into its atomic mass 16. That will be 32 gram. Right? And at the same time, this 1 mole of oxygen molecule will also mean equal to this. So if you combine these two, what we get, we can say 32 gram of oxygen molecule is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. I hope that's clear. So these are the 3 points that we need to keep in mind while solving problems based on mole concept. What are the 3 points? Number 1, 1 mole of atom or molecule, whatever it is equal to the gram atomic or molecular mass. First point. Second point, 1 mole of any substance is equal to the Avogadro's number. And third point, we combine these two. That means we can say gram atomic or molecular mass of any substance is equal to this fixed number. So these are the points we'll keep in mind while solving problems based on mole concept. A simple way to solve the problems based on moles, for that you can learn a simple formula that in case you are asked to find the number of moles, what you can do is number of moles is equal to given mass by molar mass. If in the question mass of the substance is given, then if you divide it by molar mass, then also you may get the number of moles, or else you can use the unitary method to find the number of moles. Let us solve some problems to make the concept better. Now look at this question. Let us try to solve this. Here you have been asked to find the number of moles of calcium. Okay, so we know that number of moles is equal to molar mass, it is equal to given mass divided by molar mass. Here, as you can see, the given mass is 5 gram and we know the molar mass is 40 gram. Calcium atomic mass is 40, so in gram it is 40. So it will be 1 by 8. Now if you divide it, it comes to be 0.125. So number of moles in 5 gram of calcium is 0.125. This is just similar to the previous one, only we have to find a different thing here. Here it is given 4 moles of aluminium atom. Means we have 4 moles and we know the atomic mass of aluminium is 27 U. So similarly, number of moles here is 4. And it is aluminium atom, so number of moles of aluminium is 4. And the gram atomic mass, or the gram, we can say the molecular mass, it should be atomic mass actually. Gram atomic mass of aluminium is 27 grams. Okay, so as we know that the number of moles is equal to the given mass divided by molar mass. Okay, so here the number of moles is 4 and given mass we don't know and molar mass is 27. So this implies of aluminium will be equal to 4 into 27, that will be equal to 108 gram. Now, while calculating the number of atoms or molecules, let us find out how we work out. Now, suppose you have to find the number of atoms, say, of any given element or say compound. So, what we do is, number of atoms is equal to given mass divided by molar mass multiplied by the Avogadro's number. Okay, and if it is a number of molecules, the same thing. It will be, for number of molecules also, it will be the given mass divided by molar mass or the gram molecular mass multiplied by the Avogadro number. Now, in this question, now here let us use the formula. Here the number of particles will be equal to, or number of atoms will be equal to the given mass divided by molar mass multiplied by the Avogadro's number. In some books you will find it NO, somewhere it is NE. So here the molar mass of sodium is 23 and the given mass is 46. Multiplied by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So it comes to be, it will be something like, I think this. So this is your answer. This many number of particles are present in this given mass of sodium. Now in the second one you see, the given mass of oxygen is 8 gram. Right? And we know that the molar mass of oxygen, this is molecule. So molecule, it will be 32 multiplied by Avogadro's number. So it comes to be, it should be 1 by 4. So it will be something like 4. It is something like this. You can check the calculation. So it will be approximately like this.